Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick review on the Canon Mini Troll Downrigger. I bought two of these probably a year or two ago on eBay, and I got a decent price for them, and I've gotten to know them pretty well now over this time, and I've got some opinions on them. The short answer, if this is too long, didn't want to listen, is that they're good for now, but I am looking for an upgrade. And I hope to tell you why. I've got a lot of different reasons. But first, the advantages. They're super small, they're super compact, they're very light. You know, you can see I've got this little 16-foot Jumbo V, 82 low Jumbo V. It's all wrapped up right now. But they do fit on the back of my boat. I had to make these little cleats and drill them through. And then on the front, I put two little mini lags, and then I had to run a large bolt in the back instead of the knobbed threaded gunnel mount. More about that in a minute, but you know, they get the job done. They're only rated for, I think, 4 or 6 pound downrigger weights, and that's a little bit light, especially if you're wanting to go deep, and especially at faster speeds. You know, with 4 pound and even 6 pound balls, when I get around 2 miles an hour, I lose them on my depth finder, and it can be hard to know exactly how deep you are with the blowback. But they were cheap, and they were compact, and they're better than no downrigger, and so that's the good that I have to say for them. But now the bad. One of the reasons I went with these cleats is that when I bought them on eBay, the back mount on the other one was actually cracked and broken. So whatever material they make on this tends to be very brittle and easily breakable. So you can see I kind of JB welded this one and put another bolt through it to reinforce it, and that was really disappointing. And I bought them in the winter on eBay and got them, and 2 or 3 months later, when I actually went to install them on the boat, I realized they were broken, but it was too late to get any recourse there. So that's a downer. A friend of mine bought one of these, the Fishing Educator, also on YouTube, and he had it as a third downrigger on his boat off to the side, and the first time he went into a dock, he snapped it. And again, that goes back to that brittle plastic problem. Thirdly, you know, in terms of operating these, basically what you have to do is you loosen this knob, and then that loosens the reel, and then, you know, you let everything down. And so, having used, you know, some real downriggers, bigger downriggers, this can be quite a physical feat to get everything in the water and going smoothly. A lot of reviews talk about this knob. You know, it'll vibrate loose, and if it comes off, you know, it's falling in the water on people, and then you're without a downrigger knob, right? So it comes off just like that, and that's the only thing that holds it on with friction. And there, you know, that bolt right there falls through. I had to get my hand under there to hold it just to get this back on. So that's a potential problem. And I'll say, and now it's hard to tighten it because that's not going back up there very well. One of the problems I've had is if it gets one little loop of slack, it's really easy for this cable to get under the spool. And then, man, you've got a huge headache on the water. This has happened to me a couple different times. And now look at where this is on the back of the boat. What you end up having to do, and often with, you know, one-handed, because your downrigger ball is often partway down, you've got to take this ball off and the washer and the little roller bearing, pull the whole spool off, being totally paranoid that you're going to drop something in the water, you know, and just to get those loops out from under and then to get them back on. It's a massive headache, and I'll be honest, I think it's just years of auto mechanic stuff, you know, with utilizing your fingers in weird spots that, you know, I didn't lose any parts in the drink. And I think that whole problem would be alleviated with the other downriggers where they have a vertical spool, that it's rolling off the top, not the side. They also say, I don't know if you can see this on there, but it says 1 turn, 1 foot. And that's actually not true. I counted it all out, and you can see here's another little hack. I ended up doing some little braid knots on here. I counted it out every 25 feet, and then I tied whatever the bobber stop knot is on there, and I put a little bit of rubber, not rubber cement, not epoxy cement, that I don't know, whatever it is, something 5,000 glue that it's at Walmart. And so those are my little indicators that I can see when it's coming off. And basically I found that every 20 cranks is really about 25 feet. So that's not even really a reliable counting system. And some of the newer ones I think have a little counter on the top, but most people say those don't work either. So that's the good and the bad. Again, I'm glad that I got them. I got them at a good price. It was a bit of a project, you know, getting these wooden cleats to mount them on my boat. Oh, which reminds me, something else that's really important. However the cleat marks are supposed to work, they do not work on a boat like mine, which is, you know, just the round tubular gunnel and then just thin aluminum on both sides. You would have to modify it even to make it grab onto a boat like that. So I'll tell you what I'm looking for right now for my boat is a couple of similar downriggers like this size, but ones that have the vertical spool, and if they're on a swivel base, that would be super nice for my boat, because then I can swivel them pointing back when I'm not using them and when I'm pulling up to a dock. But even having to do all my business at the end of it with this boat setup would be much easier if I were working off the side of the boat instead of looking backwards off the boat. Oh, another thing. Boy, I should have scripted this out. Sorry for the rambling. They come with these rod holders, and maybe somebody in the comments can post something. I cannot figure how in the world these are supposed to mount on this downrigger. I've messed with it a lot, and I don't know if they're from a different pair or what, but I see them in the pictures. I don't see how these are supposed to mount up with these. So what I end up doing is I've got a rod holder right here, and the rod will, you know, come off the side of the boat and then down to the downrigger. So that's important to note as well. All right, so I know these come up on eBay a lot, and a lot of people, you know, kayak fishermen and whatnot, probably are looking into these to use. And, you know, I'll tell you this might not be, the horizontal spool might not be that hard if it were right next to you. You know, it's a lot easier to babysit. But when I do this, I'm having to turn around, and I'm on my knees, and it's pretty Mickey Mouse. If you like this setup, you know, you're a kayak fisherman or something like that, I would love to sell these and upgrade. So if this is something you're interested in and you think that my system with these mounts would work for you, reach out to me. Send me an email, themightybluegill.com, or reach out in the comments. So if you have any other questions, things that I missed, I'm happy to answer them. And hope you found this video helpful. And I would love it if you were to subscribe to my station, my channel, like the video, comment. That's good as I'm trying to build this up, if you want to see more content like this. So if you watched all the way to the end, I really appreciate you. And hope to talk to some of you in the comments. Thank you very much.